This is the clay mixer. You're going to be putting clay into this machine pretty much every day. Clay that goes into the clay mixer needs to be plastic, some clay that you would want to make something out of, or softer. So when pots fall down on the potter's wheel, it's perfectly okay to throw them in the mixer. It's very important that you don't put stiff clay, leather hard clay especially, in this machine, because if you do, the machine will just grind it up and we'll all have lumpy clay. This machine is the first stage in recycling the clay. Clay will go in here straight from your hands, or it will go through the recycling barrel onto the plaster table to stiffen, and then into the machine. After this machine, it needs to be pugged. So 2 machines are involved in recycling the clay. The lid has a latch to keep it down while the machine is running. So if the lid is latched, you just pull the latch open and throw your clay inside. If the machine is running, it's okay for you to open the lid and add your clay. The machine will stop when you open the lid. If you ever hear the sound of something being ground up in the machine, that means that somebody lost their tools and something is in the machine. If that's the case, feel free to press stop and come find me, and we'll unplug the machine to get out whatever's in there. This machine is very powerful. If it can mix up 200 pounds of clay, it would definitely damage your hand if it went in there. So the safety rule is never put your hands in lower than the edge of this hopper. As long as you keep your hands out of the machine, it can't hurt you. The machine also has a safety switch. So if I turn the machine on and open the lid, it'll stop. There's no way you could get your hands in there. So the machine is safe, but you always should be careful not to trust safety systems to work foolproof. Keep your hands out of the machine, and there's nothing to worry about. The switch usually has a bag over it in order to help keep it clean. There are 3 switches: off, mix, and pug. Mix stirs the clay up, pug runs the machine backwards, and the clay comes out the end. We usually let the machine run about 10 minutes. That helps to make sure that it's very thoroughly mixed. Once it's mixed, you press pug. This clay is ready to go to the pug mill. When the whole class is throwing on the potter's wheel, you'll fill this machine up in one class session with really soft clay. When that's the case, we have to add dry, pre-mixed clay to the machine to make the clay the correct consistency for you to use. Anytime we have dry materials, we also need ventilation. So that's what this snorkel is for. In order to turn the ventilation system on in this room, there's a timer switch back here on the wall. If I turn it, nothing happens for a minute because there's a damper motor opening up. If you hear the machine running, it's safe to come in here and drop your clay in, but don't hang around in this clay area because there's dust in the air. That's what it sounds like when the vent is on. You don't need to turn it off because it's on a timer switch. This is the ventilation switch. This switch, just leave alone where it is. Sometimes when the machine looks full, it just needs to turn half a revolution in order to make some more space. This is how fast the machine shuts off if you open the lid. There's a switch back here in the handle.